Welcome to eVision Live with Dr. Alexandra Kleeberg.
And Dietrich Busaka. Welcome to your happy, healthy, fulfilled life.
Today you see a recording from a very special location, the Los Angeles International Airport. So there may be a little bit difficulties of sound and some noise in the background, but we hope it's gonna work anyways. And why are we here, Alexandra?
We have been to a networking congress, which I call Networking for a Healing World.
Or for a better world?
No, for a healing world. Better can be anything. Healing. I think the best word is a healing word.
Yeah.
Better could be more airplanes, more airports. My son would say, oh, more internet. Others would say less internet. So better you can discuss. Healing means healing for everybody on this earth. That's the top word there is, I think.
Healing, that means health is actually something which is defined by, it's the status quo, it's the basis, right?
It's the basis of living, and my vision is that we have kindergartens that heal, that we have schools that automatically heal, that families that heal. A lot of families make sick, that we have families that heal, that we have relationships that heal, that we have retirement homes that heal, that we have working places that heal. So this is my vision. The basic of a better world is a healing world.
Great. And so we were meeting in this conference, GV Insider Circle in Newport Beach. Beautiful location actually, although the hotel maybe is not always that nice, but
the hotel was okay, it was just too cold.
It was too cold, yes. Yeah, but it was really interesting to meet over 100 entrepreneurs, individuals, business owners, all on the road, really transforming the world and developing ideas how you can collaborate. Because that's, I think, one of the major issues today, getting out of this competitive mode in business into a collaborative mode.
Yes.
This is the future of working together.
We've had eVision Live on the heart and on stress, and I explained there that the body has two systems in the automatic nervous system, and one is the sympathetic system, which rises with fear in the fight and flight mode, and this we might be able to have for, I don't know, 3 times a day for 5 minutes, and then we should come back to the parasympathetic mode where we just relax and trust and feel safe. And I think this society is in a sympathetic mode. It's very fast. A lot of people have fears, although there is nothing to fear, not on a mind level. And they are rushing, they are busy, they are withdrawn, they feel isolated. They are all symptoms of a sympathetic mode. And as a psychoanalyst, I've treated a lot of patients during my practice work, and I don't believe anymore that it's the matter is individual symptoms. I think we live in a lifestyle that is sick.
Well, it's called a lifestyle sicknesses.
And there's some research that say about 95% of the people on earth, they feel some sort of sickness, and a third of them feels more than 3 sicknesses at a time. So I think we created a sick world. It's not the earth that is sick. I think there is a lot of man-made creation of sickness. There was one lady who was an expert in diabetes, and a lot of this diabetes too is due to lifestyle, and you can change it.
Actually, any diabetes can be healed.
Yes, you just have to change the food probably, you have to change your movement, and maybe you have to change your mindset a little. So lots and lots of so-called sicknesses are due to lifestyle, and that we can change. And we can change it by food, we can change it by habit, we can change it by movement, and we can change it by mindset. But for me, this doesn't make sense to let, I don't know, millions of people go through therapy to change, because we need a world that changes. And so this networking is very important, so the world can change.
Right. And well, in this conference we learned a lot about how to work together. I think it's really to get this change in our mindset of working together, developing products, how to get it. And the idea is really that you promote each other, that you develop ideas, concepts, and so. And one of the concepts actually that we developed, we met two wonderful people, Antonia and Greg from the Self-Health Institute in San Francisco. We were
Near San Francisco, yes.
Yeah, and we were immediately on the same wave of vision of ideas, and really to say, okay, if we have in here a big, huge network of entrepreneurs, but maybe we should really get something, a network for a healing world together, people who really are on the way and somehow can want to contribute to healing this world and to make it a better place. So health gets the priority and we get all
Healing
gets a priority.
Yes.
Yeah. But what has this networking really to do with health? You have always a very interesting
well, if you look at the health studies, especially the studies on longevity, there are 7 to 10 factors that are important for longevity. There is diet, there is movement, there is meaning in life, and so forth. And the most important factor is community. So we need a healing community. For example, our body is a community. It's a community of 60 billion cells, and they know very, very well how to live together. And they have a vision. The vision is you, or the vision is me, or the vision is you. So we can learn a lot of these cells. And a community is a relationship, a community is a family, a community is a kindergarten, is a school, is a working place. So we need, as I said at the beginning, healing communities that support, that encourage, that inspire, and where you can be just the way you are.
And I wanted to come back to this idea of the butterfly as a symbol of transformation, because there you have a story that really demonstrates how we can overcome, because let's see, if we're working together, there are many people working also together for other purposes which are not that good and not healing for this world. And I think the butterfly is the example really that show that it is possible to overcome how do you start a community and how to overcome the negative elements.
Yes, the butterfly story is my favorite story, and it starts with a caterpillar.
And you will give you a link to download the story of the butterfly written by Alexandra. It's called Radical Transformation in 9 Steps. You will love this little ebook, and you get a link to it.
Yes, and it has a lot of exercises in it.
Even exercises in that, yeah.
And so let me tell you the story. You probably know the story. It starts with a caterpillar, which is eating, and then it is sort of exploding its clothes, and then it's eating, and exploding its clothes, and it's eating, and I think it does it 3, 4, 5, 6 times.
And anybody who has a garden really hates caterpillars.
Yes, they are. We don't like them. They're
destroying our wonderful garden, our greens, and so on.
So this, for me, is sort of a reflection of our society. We're eating. We are destroying a lot of forests, we were at the ocean today, there's a lot of plastic in it. We are destroying trees, we are destroying plants, we are destroying animals. So we want more. And after this 4th or 5th or 6th explosion, I would call it, it does something else. It starts to withdraw and to spin itself into a cocoon, the chrysalis. and there the magic happens. I think in the 60s, scientists discovered what they now call imago cells, that there are cells in the chrysalis that have the image of the butterfly. They have been in the caterpillar, but they were just so little, so they didn't influence the caterpillar's behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So once this caterpillar is in this cocoon, it still wants to eat, and it has nothing to eat, so it starts, as I understand it, eating up itself. So the old system is sort of eating up itself, it's burning out, could say.
Yeah.
And that gives the imago cells, the imaginative cells, the chance to grow,
To multiply.
And then they get eaten up by the dying old system, and they're still getting more and more and more, and the old system is still trying to get them, but it's exhausting itself. It's burning out. And then the magic moments happens, and this is, I think, a very, very magic moment, that all these imago cells around this chrysalis, caterpillar, butterfly thing, they start to connect.
Amazing. Okay.
And they start to connect more and more and more and more and more and more, until out of these isolated cells a new body is created.
And then the old can't do any harm anymore to the...
doesn't have a chance anymore.
Yeah.
And then you know the story. The butterfly comes out of the cocoon and it flies. And what I love about the butterfly, that of course it is eating. You have to eat in this world, in this material world. But while eating, it is
creating abundance.
Creating abundance of flowers, of scents, of beauty. So wouldn't that be a vision for a world to eat and digest and create abundance? I saw a TED talk yesterday about pee and poo, or pee, about all these things that come out of your digestive system. And they had an experiment, I think in New Mexico, in the desert, and it was a green place, because they used all these things to
fertilize the desert.
To fertilize the desert. So this is maybe also a good example for abundance that can happen, right? If you don't just eat and destroy, but if you digest and this becomes a fertilizer for your tomorrow. So I think in society when I'm positive, I think we are in the first third of this process. We have this old system striking back. You see that on television.
But we have the imago cells. But you can also be one of the imago cells.
You are the imago cell. You wouldn't listen to this if you weren't an imago cell. So it's really important to connect. Healing is connection with somebody that heals. With somebody create a healing field.
So, and what is important to start this process? I think it's the first question is that you ask yourself, okay, what is my idea about a healing world?
Yes, and this doesn't mean we want to do something in Brazil or in the Amazonas with the trees. I mean it healing in relationships to ourselves, to our neighbors, to our partners, to our communities. I mean healing as a community energy.
Yeah.
So what is your vision? What is your vision for a healing community? What would it look like? How do people treat each other? How do they behave? And just write this down and maybe even send it to us in the Facebook group, and ask other people, what is your vision of a healing community? I think we have to get ideas. We are still this caterpillar, and it doesn't really have an idea of the butterfly.
Yeah.
We don't really have an idea of what is possible. And I think we have to materialize that idea. And the first step of materialization is writing something like that down, asking people, talking about it, thinking about it, imagining it.
So just imagine in the next week, when you're going out talking with your friends, with your neighbors, with people in your workplace, just ask them, what is your vision about the healing world? What could be your idea? What could be the elements of a healing world?
In Germany, when you ask somebody, oh, how are you? They say, oh, the weather. And I don't know if it's like that in your country, but if something like that happens, then say, oh, I don't want to talk with you about the weather today. What is your vision of a healing community? Or in Germany, sometimes you ask, oh, how do you feel? Oh, no.
So la la.
Yes. Then you say, oh, let's talk about the vision. How would it be? In what sort of community do you need to feel good? Or
Great.
what sort of arrangement do you need to feel good? So we get ideas. We get visions of the butterfly that we are. And the second question would be, how can I support that?
Yes, how can you support it? And this was, I think, for us one of the key takeaways also from this conference, that you're really starting every discussion, and this is maybe something specific also here rather to the English speaking or the American way of working together. It's the first question is, how can I support you? And it's relatively rare. Most of the people just tell about themselves, whatever, how good they are, what they are can, but how can I support you? So this is also our question to you. How can we support you?
Yes. How can we support you, or how can I support, inspire, encourage you?
What do you
How
need?
can I enthuse you?
What do you need?
So
So what?
to be better than you are, or to live your full potential, or to heal, or whatever.
Yeah. So ask this when you ask the first question, what is your idea about the healing world? And the second question, just how do you want to support? How do you want to contribute to this? And the third question is, how can I then support you in contributing to it, in implementing your vision of a healing world? And if everybody asks, I think everybody really asks these questions and acts like this, then we are on a good path for healing world.
Yes. So that's the exercise, and you know, if you want to materialize something, take the first steps and lead and go forward. So just open your heart and start.
And don't forget to write it down and maybe send it to us.
Yes.
Because I think it would really help you if you could maybe manifest it, materialize your idea in the Facebook group Self-Healing and Potential Development. We give you the link below, and you will also you will find the link to this little ebook, A Radical Transformation in 9 Steps, below. So once more again, thank you for being here, and open your heart and start.
Open your heart and start.